Hey, welcome to the Board Game Network. I'm going to be showing you how to play this game called Sola Fide, and this is one of the Great Designer Series games from Stronghold Games. This is number 6. We've gone through the previous 5, and I just got number 7. So we'll be covering all of them, I think, eventually. 2017 was the 500th year anniversary since when Martin Luther nailed his 95 Theses on the Wittenberg castle door in 1517 to declare where he separated, where his beliefs were different than the Catholic Church. The Reformation Movement. Your goal in this 2-player game is to begin the Reformation or to prevent it. This is another Stronghold Games Great Designer series of games. This one is designed by Jason Matthews of Twilight Struggle fame and Christian Leonard. You play the game as either the Catholic or the Protestant. High die roll chooses. Catholic plays black, Protestant plays red. The game begins with 10 Imperial Circles, 3 which are face up. The nobility side is always the top. It's got a crown right here. Commoners are at the bottom. The first game is suggested for you to start with a deck of 15 cards containing ovaled numbers from the 45 card deck. Normally, you will take your 45 card deck, shuffle it up, draw 3 cards, keep 1, draw 3 more, keep 1. So you go through your 45 card deck, drafting 15 cards from it to start with your 15 card deck that you play the game with. You're going to separate the 16 foreign influence cards into 4 decks by color. 4 of each color. Shuffle each separately. Each player gets a military chart reference card. Your cubes are black if you're Catholic, red if you're Protestant. Green ones are reward tokens. Yellow ones are power ones, which are used to mark your dominant side. Each time an Imperial Circle is turned face up, the yellow power token is placed on the Imperial Circle space with the cube. High die roll begins the game. You've got only two options on your turn. The first one is to draw a card. You're going to reshuffle if you need to. And you play a card, or option 2 is to play a card. You have a 5 card hand limit at the end of your turn, discarding if necessary. Your goal is to convert territories to your color by placing or removing influence tokens. Once all tokens on the dominant side, the side with the yellow power cube, are a single color, that Imperial Circle is removed and kept by the scoring player. The 2 Imperial Circles below it are then turned face up. Power tokens are placed. If the Imperial Circle contains the disputation token, when it is claimed, the scoring player gets a reward token or a green cube. It's worth 1 point at the end of the game. Each Imperial Circle is worth either 5 or 7 points as listed up here. The claiming player draws a foreign influence card from the deck of his choice. From one of these 4 decks that's face down and mixed up, you're going to draw the top card. So you pick from one of those 4 decks, and when you're done doing what the card says, you're going to shuffle it back into the deck. When shifting these power tokens, they're going to go towards the nobility, which would be up, or they can go towards commoners, which is down. They can go towards the dominant side, which is the side it's on, or they can go towards the subordinate side, which is the opposite of the side that it's on. The cards in your hands will convert territories. So to convert a territory, let's say I want to convert one on this Imperial Circle to red. I can put a red on the black and make it red, or on the neutrals, that's fine. Or if there's a black one on here and I convert it to Protestant, I can simply take that cube off and it's now Protestant. The cards in your hand will convert territories, shift the power token, and move the disputation token. The Catholic cards contain military actions. They have crossed swords, such as this one right here. That when these are played, they allow the Protestant to roll a die and reference the military chart for some benefit. Persistent cards contain an infinity symbol on the card, and these stay out until another persistent card is played. So you're going to discard the previous persistent card if you play a replacement. The game ends once the last Imperial Circle has been claimed. Each player totals their victory points from the Imperial Circles. 1 point for each reward token. And you count up your victory points. The most victory points is the winner. The history behind the titles on the cards is discussed in the accompanying booklet. So when you see these titles on the cards and you wonder where that is coming from, they actually discuss that in the accompanying booklet, what they're referencing. So in other words, here's one of the Protestant cards. It's called Services in the Vernacular. The Roman Catholic Church maintained Latin as the universal and unifying language of the Mass. However, one of the aims of the Reformation was to make knowledge of the gospel and participation in church services accessible to lay people. One popular step taken by Reformed churches was to hold services in the local language of the people. That's one of the Protestant cards. One of the Catholic cards is Inquisitors. Inquisitors are religious judges appointed to seek out and eliminate heresy. The Inquisition started as a medieval undertaking in France, but during the early Renaissance was greatly expanded in scope and geography, most notoriously to Spain, but ultimately to European possessions abroad. Their methods were often cruel, even by contemporary standards, but were very effective in eliminating open dissent to Catholic teachings in Southern Europe. Once again, this is another unique game in the Great Designer series by Stronghold Games. Check out all of the Great Designer series here at the Board Game Network. SLS, the BGN videos. Share, like, and subscribe.